Did you know that leukemia is the most common type of cancer in children? It is a blood-based cancer that makes up almost 30% of all pediatric cancers in the US. When a patient has leukemia, their body produces a very large number of white blood cells that far exceeds the normal range. Now, you might be asking, what's wrong with that? Don't white blood cells help us fight infections? Yes, that's normally true, but in the case of leukemia patients, these cells are completely useless. They become these large cancerous cells whose only job is to keep on multiplying. In fact, in some patients, these cells become so large in number that it disrupts the way the blood flows in their body, leading to complications such as stroke and lung failure. Now, one way to tackle this horrible condition is through a process known as leukapheresis. In leukapheresis, a large machine takes out the blood from the patient's body, filters out the cancer cells, and puts the nice clean blood back into the patient's body. Now, this procedure is fine for adults, but it can be very dangerous for small pediatric patients. Why? Because these machines take out a huge volume of blood, up to 300 mLs. Now that may not sound like much to you and me, but to a pediatric patient, that can be a dangerously large volume of blood. For example, a child that has only 10 kilo of weight will have about 800 mLs of blood. So this machine will take out about half the blood their entire body has. Now that can be very risky and can be even fatal, and this is why many hospitals don't even perform this procedure in small patients, meaning these patients have to constantly suffer from the consequences of leukemia. Now, my research focuses on microfluidics, which is a branch of engineering that deals with running fluids through very tiny channels. Now, because these channels are so tiny, they don't require a large volume of blood. In my research, I have developed such a device that can filter out cancer cells from blood because of the large size of these cancer cells. We did an experiment where we connected these devices to a rat and performed the leukapheresis procedure. What we found was that our devices not only performed better than these large machines, but they required 100 times less volume. This made the procedure very safe for the animals, and it was a success. Based on these results, I can envision a place in which hospitals can actually perform this procedure in small children, making their journey to cancer recovery a whole lot safer. Thank you.